Hey there, welcome to day 19 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1114 and we're still doing the 15-minute games, so let's just go ahead and hop into another 15-minute. I was doing the 10 for a little while, but I was kind of struggling with the time management. I do want to keep practicing them at some point, but for now, I'm going to stick with the 15. Okay, so starting off with our Karo Khan opponent. Just taking a while to play a second move. Yeah, we had 2 wins yesterday, so we're at a new high score. And let's see if we can break that again. This guy's at 1092. And so we have the advanced Karakan. So I think I'll just get the bishop out and then close up the pawn chain. And then we'll probably want to push c5 soon after that. Bring our knight in. He's taking quite a while on the first couple moves. So maybe he's not too familiar with this opening. Okay, I think I'll just trade that off. Right, let's connect this first and then we'll push this. We have this check available, but there's no reason for it right now. He can just block and develop his knight. So let's make sure if we push and we get the check. Actually, that would immediately allow him to win the pawn. So actually, we don't want to jump into that just yet, because of where the queen is. So instead, I think we want to support the pawn like this or this. Let's do like this for now. And then we should be good to push this. Knight blocks, queen defends the pawn. Still taking a while on these early moves. Let's see if there's anything over here for his knight. I mean, if I'm worried about this at all, I could just preemptively push h6. But I don't think I have to be worried about that too much. Well, actually, I guess he threatens to win the pawn, but yeah, I could always just push it. Should be okay on that. Let's see where his dark square bishop wants to develop. Maybe here, but I probably would just kick it away, same as the knight. So it would kind of waste a move. And since I already moved the queen, he won't have any kind of pin with the bishop here. Like if I had moved the knight here or something, there's no pin. Which, I think that will be my plan. this, this. Okay, so he moves the bishop there. But yeah, I'm thinking this, this, here, here. And we put as much pressure on this pawn as possible. So let's go ahead and go for this. It is a 15-minute game, but he is using a surprising amount of time just in the first couple moves. So if he does take this pawn, we're happy to just develop the bishop on that square by taking back. Let's see what he comes up with. He really is taking a while. We're only 7 moves in. Normally I eat through a lot of my time, but this guy's, he might be beating me in bad time control. Or just time usage. But I mean, you do get 10 seconds back on each move, so it's pretty hard to run out of time completely in these games. Okay, so he develops his knight there. He has 2 defenders of this pawn, so let's develop our knight. We're attacking it twice. And then I might end up moving the queen here, triple attack it, and threaten this pawn. But if he slides over, I don't want to end up in the situation where he just takes my pawn right back and then his rook is on my side. So I think I'd want to make sure that this pawn would be safe first before doing that. So maybe just this. Pawn is down to 10 minutes on his clock. And we're only on move 8. So yeah, next up is going to be this, and if I can get these two, the pawn and the queen, I could potentially have 4 attackers on his pawn. Okay, so he just supports it with this pawn. So he has 3 defenders. So for now, let's just keep going with the second knight. And if he does take here, my bishop isn't looking at it, but I think after I move the knight, it should be pretty easy to recapture that, I think. Once I reopen the bishop. Because if I move this knight somewhere, then I already have 2 attackers on it. I mean, I guess he could, like, throw this pawn up and try to protect it. But then this pawn would be a target because it would be really weak. Actually, I think I should have taken first. I think that would have been better. Take, and if he takes back with the pawn, then we just stick with the same plan, but we're just attacking this pawn that traded onto the square instead of the original one. Unless he just takes with the queen, but if he does that, then this pawn becomes a big target because it's not supported by any other pawn. Okay, so he didn't take. I kind of thought he might just go for that since it's not guarded there. So let's just go for this plan. Opponent has used close to half of his time now. He joined in 2020, so he's been playing for a while, I guess. So at the moment we have these three attackers, and the queen might be next right here. But I think first I might just take first on the next move and then develop the bishop here, and then castle, and then rook over, then queen here. Good. Three attackers, wait. Okay, yeah, he does have three defenders. But let's just go ahead and take anyway. And then we'll be targeting this new pawn that gets here. Assuming he does take with the pawn. But, yeah, if he doesn't take with the pawn, then we're going to target this one. Because he has two defenders. I already have two attackers on this one. I'm not sure where I would go actually to add another attacker. Or I could try to remove a defender. Like bishop here, knight here, try to trade the knights off. And then we go for it. Okay, so he just takes back. So this is going to still be our target. And yeah, he has two defenders. I have two attackers. Let's develop the bishop first and just get our king safe. We don't want to get into trouble with the king. I don't think I would have any... Would I have a reason to go here? Probably could just kick me out, and I don't know if it really does much, so let's just go here. Get the king safe. So, yeah, my ideal setup is going to be castle. Probably rook over here to protect this pawn. Go here with the fork. And then if I take this pawn and his rook comes over, I can just take the next one and he can't take back here. But let's see what he plays, because we might not get that set up. So far he's mostly playing like pretty passive defensive moves. He's not really creating any attacks as of so far. That's interesting. I guess he's just... I don't know, I don't normally see that move, but I guess he's just adding another defender there. So he has three defenders. So I'm thinking I'll probably stick with the same plan. Get the queen here, and then his knight is the third defender that he's kind of dependent on. So then maybe I can just walk this pawn up, kick his knight out, and then either take the pawn or take this pawn once his knight moves. But let's start with just castling, I think. If he goes here, I don't know. I might even just trade it or something. Let's just castle though. Probably can't go wrong with that, I think. Threatening our knight. We have 2 defenders, and he only has 1 attacker. This knight can come over. I think I'm gonna go here. Prevent this square and attack both pawns that we've been planning to attack. Now he has 1, 2, 3 defenders, and I have 3 attackers, so if any of his defenders move, then I could win the pawn. So yeah, I think just going for this pawn push, make the knight move, and then we can win it. Probably. The only thing is if he does jump in here, this pawn will be loose again, so I might want to throw in this rook move. Before going for that. Kind of would like to get 1 rook here to challenge the open file, and then 1 here to protect this pawn. But then I don't have any over on this side of the board, but I don't think I need them right now because the queen side is the side that's opening up. The king side is pretty locked down, so rook's over to the queen side, I think. Now we could actually see our opponent really get low on time here, the way he's playing. Because we're still very early into the game. And he's down to 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So if he keeps playing at the same pace, we might see him run out of time or get really low. Okay, so he wants to double up the rooks. That shouldn't really be a problem because I can easily add my rook to defend. Which... do I want to do that first? I have 3 moves I'm thinking. This, or just start pushing the pawn. I think let me just go here first. Because I just want to have this one supported. For if the knight comes in. I guess I could just trade the knight off. If it does come in for the bishop. Maybe that's easier because then it's 1 less move of having to defend it, but I played it already, so. Okay, so he moved. Oh, okay, actually, so the knight does block the queen from attacking, which I wasn't paying attention to, but I can just take this one now. If he slides over, he will have 2 attackers here on this pawn, but I could take the knight first, then he takes back. Yeah, let's just take the knight right away. And then after he takes back, I'll take this one. And then there should be no way for him to win my pawn, I think. And also we can still start potentially looking to take this pawn down. Because it will be weak once... Oh, he takes back with the rook. I thought he was going to... I guess, yeah, that makes more sense. I just assumed he would take it with the pawn. Hmm. So I think no. I was thinking if there was a way to get this pawn to take, then I could win the rook, but I don't think there is, because he has three other pieces defending this, so he wouldn't take with the pawn. If he didn't have all the defenders, that could be a good tactic. And we still do have our two attackers here, so it's still going to be a target, and he has two defenders. So, all right, let's go ahead and. Oh wait, never mind. I forgot that he moved that rook down. Was I? Yeah, I was overlooking that for a while. I don't know why I didn't notice that until now. So I can't actually take the pawn. Um, in that case, let's just go here. I'm thinking maybe I go here, maintain the attack on this pawn, and then push this pawn to kick the rook out or something. Actually, if I go here, yeah, I'm threatening to take on the next move. So he'd have to respond to that. I don't know what he'd play. Bishop back, rook over. This rook can't protect it. But I might start going for just a pawn push with these two soon. Since I have all my pieces, rook and queen, and this knight all coordinated on this side of the board, I probably could support these pawns across. His pieces are a little bit... They're all over here too, but they're not super coordinated at the moment. And he's really getting low on time here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and we're only just barely into like the middle game. Okay. We dropped the rook back, but I think that means I can take now, right? 3 attackers. He has 2 defenders. The knight will open up, and he can trade rooks, but I don't think that matters too much. Or I could take with this one first. Take. If I go take, he goes take. I mean, this is forking these 2 rooks, but when he takes back, I take again. Still forking the rooks, but he can trade this one and then move the second one after I take. So I should be able to win the pawn, but I can't quite make the fork work because he can take this once the second knight moves. I guess the fork would work if I move this rook. But then I'm giving him another turn to try to fix this problem. So I think I'll just let it play out the way it is right now. I'll just take here first. So I assume he'll go for this. And then slide this rook away. He's getting down below 2 minutes now. So it might get hard for him to play in the endgame if he is just scrambling with like 10 seconds left on each move. That's interesting. But I don't think it matters because I can take this rook with check. So this pin just doesn't really work. If I take this, he just takes back. Then I could take again, I think. But yeah, I think just taking the rook with check is a solid option. Okay, now I get a chance to move. Could also just take the rook first. Because if he takes, then I take. So then I just won the rook. Is that what I should do? Either that or I just go here maybe. Try to get this queen trade, but I don't really want to double my pawns for no reason. Even though I am already winning my materials up, but... Here... So I'll probably just take back. Then I can go here, try to get the trade. Let's just do that. Yep. Then we want to go for queen trade. And if he doesn't take it, then I'll move this pawn to protect it. Okay, he takes it. So now we have a nice simplified game that we're up material. Let's just push our pawn. We just want to stay off the dark squares since he has the dark square bishop. So let's try to stick to light squares. Let's just... Oh wait, I forgot, I don't want to lose this pawn. So let's push this one first. Let's just push it to this light square so we don't even have to worry about it. Just to get it safe. And then we'll try to activate our king, maybe push this pawn just to trade this one off. So I want to just do that first. I think I'll walk the king over first. Now he's playing quicker. He's getting his time back. Yeah, I think I'll open this up. Yeah. And go. No, I can't do that. I do have plenty of time to think about what I want to do. I think I could go here, cut the king off, slide over here, and start threatening the pawns. He could push this one, but I can just start supporting my pawns up the board. If he goes here, just... Oh wait, no, that... Yeah, that would be bad. That would fork the rook and the king. So we don't want that. So I think I'll go over here first, actually. Oh wait, no, that also opened... Oh crap, that actually gave him the skewer. Okay, he didn't see that, that's good. Yeah, I should have seen the skewer since I was just looking at the fork on that same square. Let's just go here. Just everything on light squares. This is supported, so only his king will be a threat to come in and attack my pawns, but the bishop won't be much of a threat. But I can protect here. This is a little annoying that he's protecting this square from the rook going back there. Let's just push this and just start walking these pawns across. Oh wait, actually that was a mistake, because this is a double attack and I lose protection of it. Yeah, okay, and he did that, but maybe there's a way I can recover. I think go back and then target these pawns from behind. He is going to take this with check. And I think I need to go over here to prevent this infiltration once he checks. But I'm still going to be up. Let's make sure there's no other way. Wait, should I just do this? And if he takes, then I have a really good pass pawn. But do I have a way to get in and support it on time? I don't think I do. This, take, here. He can just get over right away. So I don't think that's good. Let's go back. Okay. Go here. Oh, wait, what? He just hung this. Okay, now he should just resign. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that was a long game. Took a while to play out, but we're up to 11:21 now. So we're breaking the ceiling once again. Let's take a little look through the game review. Yeah. I had 82.8% accuracy. So I think I played pretty well. I mean, I had a lot of time to think on each move because he was taking so long. Game rating is 1700. And his was 1400. I mean, yeah, he did mostly play pretty well, but then that blunder at the end sealed it. I think I was definitely going to win, though, even if he didn't make that blunder. Because the rook versus the bishop, the rook is just too strong. The rook can still attack any square that it wants, and the bishop can only attack the dark squares. So I definitely would have been able to win that. Alright, let's go through the moves here. Wait, let me move my screen there. Okay, so that was good to just trade that off. It wanted me to push the pawn here first to c5 before getting the queen, but I thought that if he does this... Oh, because I just block with the queen instead. But then can't he still... No, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I was focused on blocking with the knight and then thought he would come in and take the pawn. Thinking there was good. It did want me to start moving these pawns pretty early. The A pawn, which I was considering doing, but it wasn't like my top priority. I was kind of waiting till all the pieces were situated properly. It wanted this to threaten the queen and this pawn. It forks them. That's not a move that I looked at. Yeah, just to win a pawn through a fork. Yeah, that would have been a nice move. Okay, this was a mistake. Wait, it wanted me to take the pawn first? Go follow up. Yeah, I think... Let me see, I had 1, 2... He still had 2 defenders. But I have 2 attackers here. He has 2 defenders. But it wanted me to just go here first. Then he goes here. Then I take. I took first. Then he goes here. Then I take. I'm not sure that I understood why to take the pawn first. But yeah, instead I went for a take. It did want him to take with the pawn instead of the rook. And it still wants me to go ahead and take the pawn. Take. Take. Oh, because then I get the rook. I see. Yeah, I could tell that when he took with the rook that it made it very vulnerable because it's only supported by this pawn while being threatened by my queen. So if this pawn disappears, then the rook is going to be gone. But I didn't quite see that sequence. And then here was a blunder. It wanted me to take with the other knight. But I think it worked out pretty well. Especially because he went for... Instead of just trading this off, which would have been fine, he went for this pin. And didn't realize that I can take with check. So yeah, I feel like this is all pretty straightforward, and then we got into the endgame. That was actually... Oh yeah, that was a mistake because I allowed the skewer. And I realized right after I played it, but he didn't realize it. It wanted this. Okay. So my plan, if he didn't hang the bishop, like if he played it back to here or something, was just to hunt these pawns from behind. Yeah, like here. He doesn't have a good way to defend that one. He can't drop this back, so I would have been able to start eating them up, and I would have checks from back here. Alright, cool. So up to 11:21. I think I'm just going to leave it at the one game for today, and I'll see you guys on day 20, where we're pushing up into the mid 1100s. I want to aim for 1150 in the next few days. That would be cool.